Hey everyone, we'll be starting in just a minute or two. Dev, AR, why don't you say a few things so we can make sure they can hear you?
I'm sleepy.
Oh.
We're all sleepy.
Why did I agree to this?
Masochism.
Yeah.
Drinks.
No, that was not there when we invited him.
I didn't even see
It
the
is
drinks.
now.
There's drinks.
Yes, we'll get into
Oh.
it in the show. We'll get into it in the show. I was gonna bring it up in the intro.
Oh.
That was like
Okay.
the funny. That was like the funny addendum.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah,
they say
I
they can hear
legit
us.
did not.
Okay,
I
ready?
did not see the drink. I did not. I legit did not see the drinks in the notes, but I also
Okay.
didn't have much time to plan.
Okay,
I
ready?
didn't really have much time to do any studying on this, so
Don't worry. There's some good stuff to go over.
Hello.
I hope
Okay.
so.
Welcome to the With the Will podcast. We're here to entertain for a bit while talking about Digimon. I'm Mark, Run with the Will, and produce Digimon on Blu-ray.
I'm DevQ and I am a salt lick right now.
I'm AR Pulver, and you can save 15% or more on car insurance by switching to Geico.
So the funny thing
Come on.
is when I sent the message, they are like, "Hey, there's gonna be an announcement stream. Maybe a good time for you to pop on." AR's like, "Sure, I think I have the schedule." Immediately within 24 hours, they then announced a collaboration cafe, which AR did not know about until 10 seconds ago.
Yay, drinks!
Which is funny because last time you were here, you even went, "Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna pop on just for drinks next time. We did a good one. I'm gonna wait for actual news." And literally within a few hours of you being like, "Yeah, I'll be on this one," they announced drinks.
They keep
Drinks.
Oh no,
drawing me back.
no. See, everything about AR on this episode is meant to allow us to mock the last time AR was here. For example, a few people were like, "You shouldn't laugh about Agura leaving. She's already back."
But now the standard is that a new cycle has to have both significant updates and drinks to get me on the show. One or the other isn't going to do it anymore.
Don't worry. The drinks this time are funny, and there's food also. And you remember how bad that used to go, like the blue curry.
Yeah, I'm not going yum 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 till I see the menu.
Yeah, don't worry, we're not going to be doing that at all. Okay, so first up, Liberator. We have a lot to go over, so we're going to go over this one a bit quick. This is a follow-up to the winter chapter of the web novel. It's a bit odd because it very much is a part 2, but they also give it its own number while it's a follow-up. I like it, but it kind of just more focuses in that Winter really does not know how to interact with people. They stop to detail what sounds like the tri-hexagon evolution, which is interesting that they still stick to that.
Hexagons are the bestagons.
Yes, they are. And it feels like this should have gone up when they did the Winter one last time. Because it really
Maybe
is
it wasn't
just...
done by then.
I feel like they're not rushing that much. It's weird because we don't get the sleeper weeks anymore with the columns.
Oh yeah, it hasn't been one of those in a while.
They seem to have stopped doing them right when part 1 ended. So now they're just pumping out the comic and web novel like one after the other. In the comic, I still think I still think
it's funny dipping in and out of the comic when I'm on the show because it's like, oh yeah, I was having a bad time with Atmon. I have no idea any of the context.
well, that's the funny part is like where it starts off with the evolving to Gaimon, the Atmon levels really do fit better in English than they do in Japanese.
They do.
Like you even
It's
get
like, yeah, God level. Yeah, okay. That tracks with the power scaling in this series.
it also for some reason ultimate matches up,
I've
which is
noticed that
that's
before.
the one that always cheeses people off is ultimate being in both English and Japanese at different levels. And now Atmon
Atmon,
matches the
yeah.
English one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I like Yao being inspired by Shoto because it shows how he's grown without someone standing there going, Shoto, you've grown, which they've done a lot recently. Um, I can't decide if I like Sangomon's development or not because it feels like this speech we've gotten from a number of partners in Liberator.
It feels very Power of Friendshipy.
Yeah, I swear, like we've gotten this exact speech multiple times in the last 2 or 3 months, and I still love Yao when they do she's serious, but then they'll draw like a comical smile on her.
Because she's a feral gremlin at
Yeah.
heart.
That's her serious face.
Now, AR, before you jumped in to see this, did you know Ariamon existed?
Yes. Yes, I
Okay,
did
yeah.
see Ariamon.
Yeah, she had appeared right when this with the reference book
Yeah.
and card
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything, which was nice. Wow, that triple breakthrough. They really didn't format the English text well for that bubble, did they? They just kind of like slapped it on and went, that's good. I like the
Like
victory
we don't care.
poses. Then we get the random box with a Digivolving crystal that immediately vanishes, and it made me go, does this matter for the comic at all? Does this have something to do with Alison? It feels like it's going to have something to do with Gemmon, doesn't it? A little.
I mean, it is a crystal-looking thing and a card-related thing. I would guess so.
AR, do you even know who Gemmon is?
I think I've heard the name before.
It's the little partner that they've shown off for the upcoming mobile card game.
Okay.
Where
The little carbuncle little bastard.
Yeah, they've shown like a few
Yeah.
characters, but not said much yet. And then Mirai and Hanimon jump in, breaking the fourth wall about them finally arriving. And then they swapped. Was Arisa and Violet, were they battling clothes, or was she just like acting chaotic and them trying to like get her attention?
It looked like Close was just surrounded by NPCs and having a complete breakdown while Arisa was trying to figure like, what the fuck do we do?
Okay, see, I thought she was battling them until I started thinking about it more just a minute ago. And I'm like, I'm actually not sure that's what was happening.
Yeah, it didn't look like they were battling yet.
Okay, that probably makes more sense. Yeah. It's weird because they're starting to pump out Liberator quickly, and it feels like it's not that it's making it less relevant, it's less interesting that they're pumping out so much now. Like the week off where they would detail stuff was a bit nice, and now it's just every week there's something full, and like they aren't even doing the card overview things anymore, are they?
Because what they've been doing lately is pretty much impossible bullshit as far as the card game is concerned.
Yeah, that's the other thing is they keep doing this stuff where uh like when we had Jeff on a bit ago, and we're like, is there any way this could actually be done in the card game, or is this just magic? And he's like, yeah, magic. I still like Liberator, but
I assume they're playing by Yu-Gi-Oh rules.
yeah, I still like Liberator, but I think slowing down a bit might be to its benefit because it really feels like it's going full. I almost wonder if it's like trying to end before a license is done and out, because it does feel like it's like rushing a bit.
Be trying to get to like a specific appearance so they kind of coincide.
Yeah, but they could have planned that out better, I think. We'll see. It's just a
It's
bit
Bandai.
quick. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And then, oh man, we had some anniversaries last week. So first up, Digimon is 28. We got that nice little anniversary arc, which has nothing to do with 28 in any way. I like the art. Like, hey, it's Digimon with their 5th, 10th, 15th, 20th, and 25th anniversaries, which are neat. Although I feel like one of them is a bit of a cheat. Do you know which one it is?
Just a little
Terriermon.
celebration one.
Oh, Terriermon Assistant. Because the idea for the celebration here is that they're playing music and each one is a big anniversary year. So I believe Terriermon Assistant is the 5-year one. That's when he was added to the reference book. That's not like when we first saw Terriermon Assistant. He was around in like before Kizuna and everything. Although I admit I like him on the drums.
He seems to be having a great time.
He is.
I don't trust Leolmon with the keyboard.
Yeah,
but
I was looking at that. I'm like, I'm not sure.
I don't think that works.
I'm like trying to imagine, like, does he just put his head down on like the top and tries to bang it as best he can?
Does he like chew on it maybe?
If he is, he's not trying
Does he
very
walk
hard.
back and forth?
He's not trying very hard if that's the case.
Maybe it's one of those auto player ones where you press a button and it plays a random song.
That's
It's like,
possible.
it's funny because they went out of their way to show Vmon with enough fingers to play the piano. And they put him on guitar.
And then 15th anniversary of the Cross Wars manga. Which weird because
Damn.
it is the first year since it ended that it's had any relevance at all, in that we actually got new art from Nakashima for the card game last year.
And all those cards were absolutely fucking gorgeous.
Yes, they were.
Mm.
And then the 25th anniversary of Pocket Digimon World, something that I wasn't sure we would ever mention on the show in a relevant way, and we may never mention again.
I keep forgetting it exists.
I think most people forget the Pocket Station exists entirely. Neat idea. Also, they made a nice little detailed Pocket Station art. Although them
I think I
desperately...
might have seen a few floating around at the convention I was at with like the retro consoles.
Oh, I can't imagine what they would charge for a Pocket Station. I can't imagine that's a pleasant cost. And then, today is the 15th anniversary of Digimon Story Lost Evolution. It feels like
I'm
this...
still salty. It did not get a translation.
Yeah, this is the story game that prior to Cyber Sleuth feels like it got most people's attention, because it also looked the most like Adventure to a degree.
Yeah.
This is the one where, like, oh, evolution doesn't quite work. The characters all look very adventure-y. There's evil humans. It ticks all the right boxes. Also, I didn't realize this is the July art. This is cheating, isn't it? This isn't just anniversary art. This is
it's multitasking.
Yeah, that's cheat. I didn't realize the Digimoji was I was like, oh, there's Digimoji at the bottom. That's neat. Then I realized, wait, there's 4 characters. This is the July art.
July.
This is cheating.
Yeah.
Hey, I guess it's lucky that Lost Evolution got art, so I guess so. But still, that feels a bit like cheating.
It's a deep enough cut that you appreciate it.
Yeah. And then Digimon Times. So they announced for the anniversary they would have a stream. It was at 4 a.m., which God bless them. I've enjoyed all the times that line up well with the West Coast lately. So I suppose we were due one where I just was like, shit, I better like go to sleep a bit early and wake up, and then was awake the whole day. I will say,
I set my alarm and then got beaten in the face by a cat.
I kind of appreciate that it was just 15 minutes. It felt very much like God, what were they called when they did the monthly Diginavis? They call like Diginavi news updates, where like they had the narrator for a few minutes, Mimi for 2 minutes, and then after like 10 minutes it was done. This was that, but with actual news.
I remember those. I don't remember what they were called.
Yeah. They announced the English stream very late. In fact, I don't think there. I think around when I went to sleep, they said there would be an English stream, but it'd be on a 15-minute delay. But at that point, we didn't know they were actually 15 minutes long. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll watch the Japanese stream, figure it out, and then like English stream went up. It's like great afterwards.
And then they changed it afterwards. What they initially uploaded was
Yeah, but yeah, those were minimal.
something
Those were minimal
different.
subtitle updates, though. It's not that different. And we got news from it. So we will do the most of the news from it kind of coincides with other stuff. So we'll go over those when we hit them because there's some decent stuff. So first up though, it's been a couple of weeks for Time Stranger. Summer Games Fest had a press and creator demo. I do think the game looks significantly better than it did in that initial trailer. Where like,
yeah, the textures aren't as
yeah,
questionable.
There was a lot of questionable work in that initial trailer. They also confirmed that the riding of the Digimon does not do anything in the game. It is just there to ride them.
As it should be.
And also, there are boxes for you to hit, a la Zelda with pots. And then this is
while
something
while riding the Digimon.
No, because
Like
you have
a horse. Do we get horse archery?
No, you get the little fake
Hell
Digivice gun thing,
damage.
which you can use to blast boxes. And then something that everyone wants for an RPG, but when I see it, I kind of go, I don't know how I feel about that. Like in the initial run through, being able to speed up the battles. It's like at some point you aren't playing the game. I don't know if I need 5x speed up on the first run through. Although I do like that some
and unlockable for like after you beat the game.
Yeah, I think that's a bit much on the initial run through. I do like though that they said and I don't remember if Cybersleuth had it. I know prior Digimon stories I think did where you could target body parts during boss battles to do like make them drop a shield or whatever.
Fallout.
Oh yeah.
And their time estimates are 40 for the main function, 10 for doing all the side quests and getting better levels, and they aren't doing an estimate for every Digimon. And did you see? We have confirmation that Hara can say the correct stuff that he should say to get fans excited that has no meaning, just like Habu did. Did you see what he said about Survive?
Yep.
Not at all.
Hara said that if they want more, that they'd like to do more Survive, but fans need to be louder about it. It's like, man, if the game did not sell well enough that they're even willing to like comment on it, other than fans need to be louder, I mean, because here's the thing: Survive was also meant to be like a small budget in between thing. It only became a big thing because it took them so fucking long.
Yeah, because it took forever, and that was the only thing for a couple years.
So like that's what Survive needs to come back. It's not going to come back and be a big thing again because that was them fucking up.
If they want to make more Survive, just make more Survive. It's almost a fans be damned kind of deal. Like just squeeze one out when you got time.
Yeah. And
they shouldn't be that big deal, especially if you use the same mechanic. Upgrade the mechanics a little bit.
And they also re-clarified what we've been hearing for 6-7 years at this point. Digimon Stories, the main and mainstream series. Digimon World, they really do not know what to do with the audience for that because it being a limited audience that actually wants the games.
That makes sense. Like Digimon World, I have what the hell do you do with Digimon?
No, and remember, that's what Habu said before COVID was they don't actually know what to do with it because it eventually will sell. But even like Next Order, how many times did they re-release it? And then after 7-8 years, it got, I think, 1 million sales. But that's re-releasing it so much that fans are just rebuying it.
One of these summer
Yeah.
sales, I'm gonna get it. I promise. I promise.
I think at Fanatical or Green Man Game, it's like $10 on Steam.
Yeah, no, it's dirt
Yeah.
cheap right now. It's dirt cheap during the summer during the
Also-
sales, which is currently happening.
Also,
Like it's probably I can check it right now. It's probably $15.
Also, the big one that I think
it was 14.
the big one that I think excited some people though was Cyber Sleuth's generally the one that everyone points to. Cyber Sleuth changed things from the earlier Digimon story games that not everyone liked. They actually kind of admitted that, hey, some of that, learning from those prior mistakes and maybe tweaking things back to how they were.
How about that?
Yeah. And we get a Divermon with a poncho. Or a
Yeah.
diaper, however you want to word it. Then
What?
Steam and Xbox pre-orders finally opened. And we get
it's going to be really embarrassing if Next Order's not actually on my wish list. It's 15 right now.
No, I mean some other shops that sell Steam games.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I'm just looking at Steam right now, just flat out.
Yeah. And then we get the specs for the game on PC, and this is where every single comment in every interview and everyone trying to defend Time Stranger graphics and stuff does not really make sense anymore. Because everyone's like, oh no, they had to get help from Microsoft. The game's 4K 30 and it looks so nice. It doesn't. It looks fine. The graphic requirements on Steam are so low that the
I might be able to play it on PC.
The minimum is they recommend is a GTX 970, and the recommended is a GTX 980. That is
I
not.
might be able to swing that.
Yeah, this is like. Was it 2014 maybe? When did these come out?
Yeah, it doesn't. It sounds
No.
pretty reasonable to me.
Release date. When did the 980 came out? September 2014.
God.
Yeah. And on PC, it can run at 60 FPS, which really does put the. I don't know what they're doing with the console, especially since, let's say there was something on the console versions that made it so 30 FPS was what it was stable, and it was going to be unstable. So that's fair enough. The PS5 Pro is the same as the PS5 graphically for this game. That is strange. Although it definitely means that on PC, people are really going to be able to run it. Did you see the additional notes for the recommended? You need to have a GPU with 4 gigs of VRAM. The bad card. The new bad card.
It gives me an option. Hey! It gives me an option considering I don't have any of the other systems it's announced for.
No, I know,
Yeah.
but the reason why I point that out is the cards that are considered maybe not great that are new, those have 8 gigs of VRAM.
Yeah.
Like the ones that are deemed to be like they're pricing them down and making them bad on purpose are 8 gigs. I mean, Dev's new computer has onboard. I expect she's going to be able to run it relatively well.
They'll be fine.
Yeah. And then, thanks to the listings go up on Xbox, we got some clarity on the DLC, which, some clarity, others we did not. We got previews is the way I would put it. So just to go over quickly, Season Pass, it still actually isn't clear what the fuck the Digimon paths are, because the Japanese terms were unclear. The English terms originally was just like 5 Digimon. Now it's Digivolution routes for Mega Digimon times 5. And a lot of people are like, that means it's going to be 25 or 30 per pack. It could just be 5 new Mega levels and a path to get to them using existing Digimon. And some story content. Then the pre-order is Agumon Black and Gabumon Black again. The costume packs, which we have Adventure, then Adventure Digimon, and also bathing suits.
The classics.
Yep.
Then, of course, here's the thing:
Has there been a DLC costume pack for Digimon for any RPG that doesn't include swimsuits lately?
No.
It just seems obligatory at this
And
point.
then the Cyber Sleuth costume pack. I've seen a lot of people say they're going to use these because they really do not like the Cyborg 009 mint costumes. BGM pack. Then the Public Safety suit, which is black tuxedos suits, and some side missions.
Snazzy.
And then the early unlock for the Ultimate Edition is you get the Kizuna evolutions with dedicated paths. Apparently, it is going to be, they are in the game, but they will be somewhat hard to unlock, or, it takes effort. Here, you're guaranteed them. They know their audience that this is like what you have to buy the most expensive version to get this.
Yeah.
Then PlayStation put up a blog entry that Hara wrote, at least he wrote the Japanese version, which was introducing the Digimon enhancement system, which is basically going over ways to enhance them, which all very nice, mostly standard RPG stuff, but definitely an upgrade from Cyber Sleuth. I'm not sure we need 7 attributes and 11 elements, though. That's a little. That's a
lot.
Yeah, especially since each one that's a bit much for me personally. Then from Digimon Times, we got to see Gear Force and the Abyss area. People really focusing on that Palmon thing, like they think there's going to be detailed gameplay associated with that.
How to turn this into a platformer.
No, like I love there'll be some Digimon that will just like help you go from point A to point B, which is a big RPG thing. I'm not. People are like, there's going to be gameplay for it. It's like, hitting a button. Then they did a system trailer basically going over a bunch of mechanics. A lot of this is stuff that we've seen before spelled out. They showed off the Three Musketeers. And God bless people, they cannot help themselves but to act weird whenever you see Gundramon.
Get a certain way about Gundramon.
Every time.
Oh, yeah.
Then at Jump Victory Carnival, they will have a demo in Japan. People play it, can get a shiny sticker, and then also a sticker sheet if they do the social media campaign, and a photo spot with Agumon.
Fuck yeah, stickers!
Oh. Fuck yes, Agumon.
Yeah. Notice what the center big one is get your photo, take it with Agumon. And every time they do an event with the photo spot, we see so many of these. There will be a demo at SD's San Diego Comic-Con. I assume it's the same demo that will be at Anime Expo later this week.
Probably.
Then on Wednesday, as part of Bandai Namco's Summer Showcase, they will be doing a gameplay deep dive for Time Stranger. Listed as noon Pacific.
I was wondering how Time Stranger was going to fit into that.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be Hara showing off gameplay elements.
I might have to check that out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Because that is the one thing I want more of is actual gameplay. We've gotten a lot of trailery stuff. And I think the gameplay has looked more interesting than the trailery stuff, frankly. V-Jump had a 2-page spread, mostly going over stuff we've seen, but still nice to see it. Then, we got to see Shellmon. I like how it's like a helpful Shellmon. He's always like such a weird prick and stuff.
Yeah.
Always like
he was there to be a bastard.
Yeah. We get to.
He was okay in Survive, wasn't he? He was one of the kids.
I was a partner in Survive.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And then
be nice to Shellmon. He's in a redemption arc.
Then a new Digimon that feels 25 years too late, but I really like is Skull Seedramon.
God, I fucking love this design
Oh no,
so much.
it is better than every attempt at a fan Skull Siegemon design I've ever seen. It's fun. And then the big surprise, Sharkmon.
Sharkmon.
I have two thoughts. First is, yes, shark with laser beam on his head, and two, he really looks like Skybite from Transformers: Robots in Disguise, the anime one with the Digimon cast members who said poetry. It really looks like Skybite. Then we got another preview of the Abyss area. Okay, that is sort of it for Time Strange. I say sort of it because Terriermon His Lab had some stuff. So first up, they did a card unboxing. And so every episode ends with Terriermon doing an attack from another Digimon. They've started to add animations to them.
God.
They gave him Mugadramon's claw.
My God.
As like terrible, low quality CGI.
Oh, now I have to actually go and watch that.
Oh, no, one sec. I have a screenshot ready.
I think I see the one.
And I will give that to the chat also so they may see the screenshot.
Oh, that's terrible, and I love it.
I know. And then Terriermon gets to play the demo of Time Stranger. And they timed it so it'd be after demo footage starts showing up. So he showed off Central Town, the boss battle. Producer Hara is there to help Terriermon Assistant. They go over a decent bit, and I think this is one that's actually really worth a watch. And then, this was the best one. They bring Terriermon the demo again, and Producer Hara's there, and they show him 5 Digimon, and he has to find where they are. Not just random ones, the exact ones that he's shown. Yeah. So, but here's the thing. The VTuber playing Terriermon System has not played the game all that much. And they're getting caught up looking at stuff and commenting on it. So they have 20 minutes to find 5. And
Do they succeed?
Yes, they do. But like, not as much time left as you think. They get stuck. I believe the first one they actually find is Terriermon and Lopmon because they remembered seeing it running around before, so they ran to it instantly. The hardest one they find is Vamdemon.
The hardest one?
Because that one is like that one's standing like in scenery and stuff. So I
was gonna say, imagine him standing out in a crowd, but
yeah. One sec, I will show you and chat the screenshot of that Terriermon got as like help. You can tell that is like a small zoom in there.
Oh
okay,
yeah,
it's like
yeah, and it's one of those things where Terriermon's running to areas with like a lot of stuff. And like just looking around trying to catch like red or blue out of the corner of his eye because it's not one that's just standing around somewhere.
Kunimon looks like a tough find.
He almost ran past it because it is a closed fridge.
Absolutely would have run past it. Yeah.
No, it is a closed fridge. You actually have to press a button to open it.
I have to open the fridge to find Kunimon?
But
why are we locking babies in refrigerators?
Now here's the thing. I may be misremembering. I think he pressed the button and then started turning around and leaving. And then someone like made a noise and he went, wait a second, someone said something, I'm going back. And then he realized it was there, if I'm remembering correctly. I may not be. And this is all subbed, by the way. This is not one of the ones where they just skipped over. This one has subtitles. So yes. And then Digimon Expo is September 20th and 21st, and they've started to announce stuff for it. So we have the quick overview that they did at Digimon Times. They gave more information later, which is there'll be stage events for the cast of Crosswords and Adventure 02. Digimon Partners will have a pop-up gallery, which tells us that Digimon Partners is still alive. AR, since you've left, they've only done like 4 or 5 of those partner projects.
Yeah.
Like they have not done much to such a degree. I thought they might be like getting like the Twitter has been renamed. It is not Digimon Partners anymore.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The Digimon Partners Twitter was the one that they stole from the Digimon Adventure Anniversary one, so they didn't have to start from an account with 0. And now it's back to Digimon Anime.
Uh-huh.
And the first episode of Digimon Beatbreak will premiere at the Expo. On top of that, they showed one of those press renders of how they imagine it looking at the location, and in an update, we got the cast for Cross Wars and Adventure 02. This is one where there are so many people I did not do the normal thing of explaining to people who they were outside of the Digimon actors.
There's a lot.
So yeah, quick overviews is Taiki, Shoutmon, Tagaru, Gumdramon. Then, because Ryoko Shiraishi does so many, I put Akari, Mervamon, and Opossumon. Takeshi Kusao does so much, I put Kiraha, Ballistamon, Greymon, Cyberdramon, and Bogramon. Takahiro Sakurai's there. I guess he's out of his doghouse. That he got.
Do you like Beelzebubmon?
Darulamon, Dondokamon, Psychmon, and Quartzmon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was in the industry doghouse after his whole thing.
Yeah. Don't be a whore.
Use actors there, and the most important, Tenchi himself, Masami Kikuchi Damemon. Now here's the thing. I did not list their non-roles because like Kikuchi has played so many fuckers in Digimon. He could have like 5 lines.
Every goddamn series.
Yes, and always someone important. Like so, I'm just like Damemon's enough. I do not need to list like how many of Joe's relatives alone did he play? Like,
and that's why Joe was in Hunters.
Exactly. And then for Adventure 02, we get Daisuke, Vmon, Miyako, Hawkmon, Iori / Armadamon, since Urara did both, Hikari, Takaru, and Patamon. Takaru is an interesting one because he does not voice act anymore. 02 Takaru. So like anytime he showed up in a few collaborations, a few things recently, like he did the recordings for the 02 25th anniversary, I believe it's new audio with him. Because I think Kakiro made a big deal about contacting him to seeing like if he was willing to do it.
It's like drag him out of retirement.
Yeah. Well, no, he does something else. I just don't know what he. They haven't said what his career is because it's whatever. But yeah, he doesn't do voice acting anymore really. So it's one of those things where someone at some point told me what it was, and it was like a cool job, and like I don't remember. They will have demos of Time Stranger and Elyson. They will have multiple card game events at it. It will be the Ultimate Cup will be there. They will have matching battles. They will have trial sessions for new people with trial decks. And merchandise, which they will announce later. And ticketing will be free via Lotto, which has begun to freak people out who like had actually scheduled going to Japan at the right time and everything. So we will see how that goes for them. And then
the odds be ever in your favor.
Yep. Good luck to anyone trying. And then for Beatbreak, on top of the premiere at Digimon Expo, which is a month before the show airs, we finally have names and slightly less dark art for Tomorrow. That is such a pun bullshit name.
Whoa.
Calling him Tomorrow.
Is that what we're doing now? We're gonna have all the protagonists be silly puns.
Yes. And Geckomon.
We had Hero last time, and we've got Tomoto this time.
Which
I'm gonna say Tomoto just to spite everybody.
No, yeah, and no one's really trying to outdo this fucker just looks like Sergeant Frog.
I was gonna say this is just straight up Sergeant Frog.
It is.
Now, here's the problem. Sergeant Frog's actor is going to be at Digimon Expo.
Is it Masami Kikuchi?
No, it's Gumdramon. Gumdramon is Sergeant Frog.
Oh, that makes sense.
And I assume that's why Gumdramon looks somewhat froggish. But yeah, like I'm like, there's no possible way they're just going to do that again and have it be Sergeant Frog again, are they?
If you had held me at
better.
Yeah. If you had held me at gunpoint and asked me what animal Gumdramon reminds me of, I don't think I would have said frog.
If you look at the face, it kind of like a bit froggy. And do you like the name pun?
He's just a goblin. Which name pun?
The Geckomon pun. Do you get the pun? Is with the gecko with double K tends to mean moonlight in Japan, and you get the
Oh,
crescent moon there.
yeah.
And,
Oh, that's
and
terrible.
because people are bad at guessing, people are like, could he be related to Dianamon? God, I hope not that they're going that
That's
basic.
that's on the nose. That's a little on
Damn
the
it,
nose.
like,
Yeah,
don't not talk to me or my son ever
yeah,
again.
that is too that is too much on the nose. Like, it's a moon, it has to be Dianamon.
That would be a wild twist though, to give the protagonist's final level just be Dianamon and not something original like they're going to do.
Also, my favorite reaction to this has been, oh, he's 15. This is gonna be a real serious series. If you look at the art, so we get a 15-year-older who looks moody. We get Sergeant Frog, and the fucker's wearing Crocs.
It's just Penny from Scarlet and Violet, okay?
He's a he's a dork.
Yeah, isn't that what
This
isn't that what like the feeling is? Is that it's gonna be someone who thinks he's self-important and then he's just a dork. And
just trying
also
to
he has Sergeant
it
Frog
looks
on
like
his shoulder.
it looks like an amalgamation of like 3 different Persona 3 characters.
You know what he looks like, honestly? If you add a few years to Winter. And you remove the hoodie. Isn't this just Winter and he's dyed some of his hair?
Yeah.
And then so Digimon
Just a bastard child of Winter and Penny.
so they announced new Digimon Pendulums. So the first thing they point out is this is the first numbered one since the Zero, which that's kind of true. It not really. The Z's were numbered.
Yeah.
They were 1, 2, and 3 again, but still, those were like new pendulums. Giving these the 6 and 7 numbers are marketing. Then we get to finally see the third digital world, Shambala. I like the theme. I'm not sure how I feel about seeing it right now because, like, we've never gotten that much about Iliad in the first place. And now it's like Iliad's year, and now we already have more about Shambhala. And also, does the three digital world thing even really work anymore? Because
Not really. I just like they just keep slapping shit onto it.
well,
I'm like, okay.
because remember the idea was you have the 3 digital worlds, which are the 3 host computers. But also, one of the host computers has been replaced by a different host computer, but the first one's still there, as we saw in Chronicle X. Like, they never got rid of the first one. And then they've sort of retconned Witch Only, which is now kind of a pseudo-digital world because of Dreamers. Because the idea before that was it was a parallel world, and they turned into Digimon-esque things. Sort of like that, what was the Tamagotchi guy? Who's supposed to be Nanimon?
Uh,
You know what I'm talking about, right?
God. Yes. It was in my head and then
Oyaji?
Oyaji. Old
Okay.
Oh
man.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
so the
I don't know. Look, any time that any suggestion that Dreamers is contributing to the wide scale lore of the digital world makes my head hurt.
no, I just like it because Witch Only was always like this weird undefined thing that like seemingly was not a
Yeah.
digital world, and when things from it came,
And
they
they
became
actually
Digimon.
started, and they went there in Dreamers, which
and,
was cool.
And it was just another digital world with no explanation as to what was up there.
I don't want that to matter.
I don't necessarily want it to matter either, because I tend to think the idea of the toy lore being the thing is overblown by people.
Yeah.
But also like when they have
when
they have the giant page explaining Shambhala, you kind of do have to go over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anytime there's a new series, they just slap together like another digital world entirely.
Yeah,
so.
we're not gonna be.
If the Dropout show makes some noise, one of the prompts for improv is when the lore goes so deep they lose you. This is about the point.
I feel like, see, here's the thing: if Shambhala was like in a year or two, I'd be more excited. Problem is, this is supposed to be like the year for the second digital world for us to like get more information, see it, and it for it to matter. When was the last? when did Iliad ever matter? Like in Heroes?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like the idea
Yeah.
that we already have more new information about the third one, which until now had been detailed so little that even guys like Habu were like, yeah, I was like, which only is the third digital world? And Kenji Watanabe looked at me like I was crazy, like, no, it's not. And Watanabe had to explain what it actually was because it's one of those things they just had not detailed because they weren't going to. There's a lot here. We're not going to go over it, but the new Digimon have solid themes. Good use of the Digimon they created for New Century to fit in better, I think.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I do think people seem confused about how those Digimon were created. Those weren't created like uniquely in China. Those are like just normal Digimon, and we just don't
Yeah.
get the reference book art until later. So there's lots of stuff interesting here. We will talk about it more when there's more. Uh, People really focusing on that yin yang symbol a bit too much, honestly.
I it's that's again like a little on the nose.
Yeah, it's yeah,
Yeah, what do you want it to look like?
yeah, and
At the same
then
time, Shambala, hell of a Three Dog Night song, I will say.
yeah, and then we get the previews of the new Digimon Pendulum colors because pre-orders are open. Lots of interesting, mysterious Digimon we have not seen. And do you like the Daruma
Yeah.
Digitamamon? I like some of these. I want to know more about them. And we get 3 mystery ones. Also, what was the one from New Century? I forget her name. Jodomon?
Bunny
The
or
bunny with the pink hair. I think her name was Jodomon, wasn't it? If you look at the
can't remember.
sprite of her from the 6, does that not just look like Metabee has grown hair? Oh, in chat they're saying it's Jogamon. Yes,
Ah,
I was close. But yeah, some of the sprite work on these is very nice. Like well, I forget the name of the weird bondage one. You know the one I'm talking about, Dev. Where it's in like the
thing
weird
is, it
bondage
doesn't
suit.
narrow it down.
I forgot that dude's name. The sprite of him where like he's flexing.
Ah.
It's if you look at the sprite sheet for the 6, it's the one 2 above Jogamon.
Yeah. Ah. Yeah.
So something else people notice about these, the color themes seem to be based on the Chinese and Japanese flags.
Oh,
Oh.
that's cool.
Yes, no U.S. pre-orders for these yet. I'm trying to remember what the last like non-event or this is exclusive to one specialty shop in Japan who helped paint the theme was we didn't get a VPET of. I really don't remember what it is. Was it? Oh, actually, was it the Monster Hunter one? Did we get that?
Uh, they did. Pretty sure they did.
I don't think there was a U.S. release
West
of that.
pre-orders.
I don't. mm. For some reason, my brain keeps telling me there wasn't U.S. pre-orders of that one, minus importing them. I think that one we didn't get. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's just interesting because I feel like these are gonna sell really well if we get them. And
They
then
look fun.
they're bringing back the Irimon cases, which were the original cases for the Pendulum you could buy. Updated molding, you can charge it while it's in.
That's convenient.
And the prices are actually not bad. They're basically 2,000 yen.
Bad. Especially if you're like one of those people that would, actually carry it around on a keychain. It kind of keeps it from getting too
I feel
banged
like
up.
these would sell better if they did like specialty color see-through plastic and different color tops rather than just blue and black or blue and gray, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Honestly, I think like having a clear top would have worked better as well.
I wonder if they're worried about the top cracking since that's on the hinge.
Okay.
Because clear
Yeah, the color
plastic,
plastic.
clear plastic tends to be kind of a bitch.
Yeah,
And
you need
then
something a little more flexible.
Toei started announced and then immediately started doing summer anime streams, which are free streaming on YouTube on the weekends. They did not clarify certain details. What we have now is every day they stream 2 episodes of 4 shows in rotation, and Sunday they stream the next 2. Their original promo kind of suggested it'd be just 2 episodes over the weekend. So, and then at the very last minute, they also announced a Spanish version. So let's go over what each of them are. For English, it's Digimon, which is the adventure dub. What's weird is the promo used discotheque footage, which I can tell because I know that footage. They are using they're using the older streaming masters. Okay. Pretty Cure is the Canadian dub that only aired once,
Wondering about that.
which my understanding is outside of name and song edits, I think that dub is uncut.
Okay.
Okay.
But they did not deinterlace it. And in a progressive video stream with no way to set, a player to deinterlace it, it looks like ass. Someone saying
Yeah, I bet it
someone
does.
saying Pretty Cure also aired in the UK. Multiple people told me it only aired in Canada once, and I'm like, I could swear it aired somewhere else. So yeah, apparently it did air in the UK. Bobobo
Oh,
is
Bobobo.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Boba boba
Um,
boba bo.
I had some note about Bobobo I need to find because that's one I worked on, and something was. Oh, I remember what was wrong about Bobobo. It's only one field.
Oh, jeez.
For anyone who doesn't know what that means, when you're dealing with interlaced video, you have the odd and even fields, and you deinterlace them to get a proper picture, or you don't deinterlace them like Pretty Cure, and you get kind of a comey mess. I don't know if it's really one field or if the video quality is just so bad on this version of Bobobo that it looks like one, but it looked terrible. I don't know if later episodes fix it because they had at least 4. And Magical Doremi is the 4 Kids dub, which
I
I
was
don't
gonna say
I don't know the last time that aired. It's been a long time.
it's been early 2000s, late 2000s, maybe mid
I
2000s.
I
think.
think mid 2000s. I think it aired when they moved from
Yeah,
Fox to WB.
Fox. Uh, I think it might have still been on Fox, but
No.
it was on the later.
No. I mean
It
at
was
one
on the
point.
later end.
I mean at one point, 4 Kids picked up, stopped doing the Fox box, and then started doing it was like 4 Kids on WB or something.
Oh, okay.
So like they sold the rights, and I think they aired it one more time there. I could be wrong. Someone who knows Doremi will actually correct me, I'm sure, because this is one where I'm like vaguely remembering stuff from 20 years ago.
I think I watched a little bit of that. I watched a little bit of
I've
Doremi.
never seen
Yes.
it.
It
Doremi
was the it was
Doremi is
very good.
also not deinterlaced.
Not my. I'm not in that target audience.
Yeah. I feel this is one where like here's the thing. Digimon's fine, they're Blu-rays. Bobo's fine, there's SD Blu-rays. Pretty Cure and Doremi, people have not gotten to see these in years, and like they look like shit because when you don't deinterlace them, you get like the non-stop combing. Where like
Discotheque release one.
no, I doubt those would be ones we'd pick up. So every Saturday and Sunday, 2 episodes of each every day. And then at the last, I don't know if it was at the last minute or if it's just one of those things that because I don't follow Spanish anime news, I just missed it until like the day before. Although I saw multiple people who follow me and who do follow Spanish stuff noticing it like even after I posted it. So I'm not sure they advertised it well. Oh, someone in chat says for Doremi, it only aired on Fox. It was never on the CW, which, yeah, it wasn't the WB at that point, CW. They released some of them on the 4Kids website. Okay, that actually makes sense.
That makes sense.
So
yeah.
the Spanish stream lineup is slightly different. It's the Latin Spanish dubs of Digimon, which I believe is the one where they rejiggered stuff using Japanese Blu-ray footage, I think, and then like pasted in the English US logo at the right place. Doremi, I'm not familiar with that version of Doremi enough to comment on video, audio, or anything. And then the Spanish dub of Saint Seiya, which I know is very beloved. No Bobobo or Pretty Cure for them. Although I would assume
I'd honestly be a little concerned if you were familiar with the video quality of the Spanish version of Doremi.
Well, you have to remember, I talk to a lot of people who just love different animes. It is not that hard to find shoujo fans. They exist, just not enough to get us releases in the U.S. of shoujo stuff. But yeah, I know people were very happy about Saint Seiya streaming though for the Spanish stream. And then, after being announced a year ago, the Yamato album is almost here. They finally gave us a title and a cover, which has arrived. And man, he is posing like a 90s rock star against track
He's
list.
really selling the English version of his song in
Also,
02.
See, here's the thing. As much as people like to complain about the number of people who saw this and were like, why is he changing the name of his band? It's Knife. Is Knife of Day.
No.
Do you know how many people were sending me messages like that on Twitter? It's like, no, it was Teenage Wolves in 02, Knife of Day
changed it
in
to
Try.
Knife of Day in
Yes.
Try, and the joke was that he kept changing the name of his band.
Yes.
Knife of Ramen.
Knife of Ramen, yeah.
The Try name was so memorable, people thought this was like a random change to it. Like, no, Knife of Day did not exist in 02.
Knife of Day is the better name, though. Let's be real.
Especially the reaction for it.
Yes,
also, can we just point out, Teenage Wolves would be a much better name if it did not have the dash in the middle.
It's a bad name for his band, no matter what.
Yes.
Like, it's just like, really, Yamato. That's what you're going with.
Yes.
With the Wolves.
So on top of the 5 new,
there's a lot of things that are a little too on the nose this week.
So on top of the 5 classic songs from Yoda Kazama, which have him singing them newly as Yamato, there's 5 new songs. One of them also is the duet with Gabumon from the Image album, but we don't know if Yamaguchi did a new track for it or not. But she is credited as being, so it may be her original audio, potentially. They released a single. They released a single for one of the songs with a really nice fucking cover art. Him running through that keyhole into the digital world.
That looks so much better than the actual album.
Yeah.
The one is definitely like a rock star poster from the 90s, though I can understand it even if I don't necessarily like it. Like, do you know how many Japanese singles there are that look just like this?
It's sort of like back when Weird Al was doing parodies of pop covers for his albums. It's kind of giving me those vibes.
Yes, exactly.
Like, this is a parody of some Third Eye Blind album I don't have.
And if you buy it from Feel Me, you get a print of that cover. I'm probably going to pre-order this and the other CD, which I forgot what it is. Oh, the Braveheart one.
The art on that one is fucking gorgeous.
I know, I need to get that. Then for New Century, a new Digimon, which is described as a beastly type Digimon capable of wielding the fierce Tempest with a tiger body and vulture-like wings on both arms. It is fierce and scheming by nature. I assume this is one of the 3 silhouettes from the new Pendulums.
I would not be surprised.
Oh, I will say, I tend to not be someone who enjoys the over-theorizing we tend to see based on silhouettes where we just get, like, everything sticking to the wall. The one that I've seen multiple times that, like, I don't agree with, but I can see why, is people like, I wonder if this is an evolution for Sylphimon. I don't agree with it.
Kind of get that.
I can see. I can see why.
I get where they're coming, but no.
Yeah, it's one where I don't agree with it, but it at least makes sense. Like, I can see why.
I guess.
I can also see why. I wonder if that weird outline's meant to be there. It looks like they moved the art, and, like, if you look at the art, where, like, there's, like, a shadowy outline in, like, light purple. It's like they move the art slightly of the character.
I
or
need to go
resized
through
it.
I need to go through my roster of personas and figure out, because there is one that really reminds me of this, especially with the snake tail. This is
And then
because I feel like I know the name of it.
they
If I just
opened
if I went to the Persona wiki, I'd probably be able to get the name of that.
they opened Twitter accounts for Lyson. Does Gemmon look weirdly like Goofy and Gremlin-y in that avatar? Something about that head is bothering me. And then, time to sip a bit of water. Card Apocalypse is upon us.
Oh God,
Fuck.
I'm not ready.
Okay, Monzemon gets some cute art, which is themed after some cards we've seen recently. Shin Monzemon I like. It's very colorful. It's a bit too much going on, though.
Yeah, it's busy.
Nanomon and Datamon, I like seeing the little plug bombs. This is model kit cover.
Yep.
That's
That
something.
art style.
That's something me and Def say too much now, AR, because there's too many that look like model kit. Then we get Raidenmon Ace. It's doing
I
its
would love a
attack.
model kit of Nanomon, though. That's the fun. That seems like it'd be a fun one.
That feels like that'd be a good one. Like if they did a re-release of the Metal Greymon kit, you would
Which I
include
still
a
need to
little
put
Nanomon.
together.
Raidenmon
I
Ace,
still haven't.
Raidenmon Ace, I don't dislike, but leaning down like that, the sample text is blocking it. Plus, he has VD. It's not my fault the missiles say VD in giant letters.
VD.
Then we get Kuwagamon art's great, but also that pose is very basic for him.
Yeah.
And also Okuamon. Like, I like them, but also these are poses we've seen 100 times.
Yeah, it's just like flying towards you.
Yeah, flying through weird cyberpunk world.
Then Slightmon is the scene of Rena and Vivi showing up and chasing after him. Although, weirdly, I see Amy there. I can't remember what Rena's doing in this shot in the game. Because I do not see her on the art, and I can't remember why. Like something in my brain is telling me that's correct, or it was a different angle or something, but I don't remember what.
I still need to finish that game.
Then Duftmon Ace, who's posing. It's easy to see why he always ranks so low.
He's just kind of there and just doing a fence.
But like, there's nothing wrong with this. But like, is there anything like, yeah, I saw Rosa Versailles. I know the pose. Then Mirai, who's looking. I don't have much to say about Mirai because it just looks like Mirai standing there.
That's just a normal.
He's just looking slightly grumpier than usual.
And then Sumamon, for some reason, showing us its ass claw.
That's a weird angle of Sumamon.
It
I
is.
like the colors, though.
I do like the colors.
I do like the colors.
The pose is really fucking weird. It's like they went, we can't do like Mirai, where it's just like a basic shot. It has to like have the ass claw showing it to us.
Like skittering away.
Yeah.
And then, given the choice between a gratuitous ass shot of Mirai or Sumamon, interesting choice.
Yeah. And then Infamon and Diabomon both get very dynamic, colorful scenes of Arata and his Digimon. Although I really never like went, you know what I need to see? Diabolomon doing a rider kick. On Yggdrasil.
Yeah, no, I needed that.
Oh, I needed it. It just never occurred to me I needed it until I saw it. I was like, in my brain, I'm like, wait, have we seen him do this before? And I'm like, I don't think we have. I think they've just drawn him doing a rider kick for some reason. I'm not against it. I just can't recall, like, if this is relevant in some way somewhere. I don't think it is. The next card is Boltmon, which nice, but it's also just Boltmon Smash.
That's Boltmon, all right.
And then we get Moonmon doing that. That's in the profile. That's in the profile where it gets happy and its head antenna just kind of swings.
It's begging like a tail.
And Lunamon. So I really like this. Does it feel like it doesn't fit in with the set art wise?
It feels very like shoujo manga cover.
Yeah.
And then we get Dianamon, who also looks manga-ish, but it really fits in well. Good battle pose. It's just great shot, I think.
I also like the way they did her eyes on this one. It's like, Mike.
Anyway,
it
this is
really
Geckomon's final form.
Then we get
There we go.
then we get Kyarumon and Pafumon running away from being watched. I loved seeing how many people were confused by this fucking Shumon image.
Just sticking to the wall.
This is one of those things that the profile mentions where it will get skittish and it will run up walls to get away.
I want to see that in animation. It actually like hopping up a wall.
So do I. And then Shumon gets a fun cartoon image of it dropping its bombs as it skates away.
That is wonderful.
I love how the explosion is such a small thing in the background.
I also haven't really paid any attention to Shumon
So,
since Liberator was
To be
announced.
fair, Shumon has not actually shown up as much in my brain. It's only shown up a few times. It has not like done stuff.
It is a travesty.
Then we get Syndromon doing large scale battle, doing its special move with the giant clock attack, which I believe a few people commented is probably a war crime.
Dun, 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 dun,
Because it makes a giant clock and like launches at them to explode, if I remember correctly. Or is it a cannon? I don't remember. Then we get a card of Astra. This is one where they need to stop using full names on some cards. Because fucking no one's calling him Torajiro Asuka or Asuka. Like, just put Astra on the card. Do that.
Yeah, they just Also, we only got one finger rock hands. That's
so this one's
it's very subdued.
This one's funny because I honestly can't tell if Music of the Heart is a screen cap from their first episode or if it's a redraw of it. Because Atmon was native HD enough that it's actually a bit hard to tell if this is custom art or not.
I think that's custom art, but you're right, it's hard to tell.
I thought it was custom art. Someone told me they think it's from episode 1. Or not episode 1, their first episode where they do it.
Yeah.
But looking at it, I honestly can't tell. And I don't care enough to check.
I was going to say, we can always make someone watch.
In the chat, they confirm it's not a missile, it fires a laser. It feels like launching the giant clock thing would be funnier, though. Don't you think so?
Yes.
They get Oronosmon, which this is one where like just too much is happening. It's nice art, but like there's just too much. It's too big.
That's generally the case with a lot of the god grades.
No, I agree, but still. Then Agumon X Black. So this one, what's funny was when I was talking about it, I actually say the angle makes it look a bit less stressy neck than we tend to see for this version. Then in the comments, someone responded, that Ollie makes it the best art for that Digimon. Then we get Dark Tyrannomon X and Metal Tyrannomon X. And Metal Tyrannomon X is Asmaria.
Yep.
So is it weird? Does Metal Tyrannomon X look like he's about to fall into a volcano?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
I'm not the only person who saw that. Then Ree gets a card. And man, people could not stop with the Lord Nightmon jokes.
I mean, justified?
No, it is, but it's also one of those things where like my brain is so focused on the big thing in Cyberus is Alphamon. That it's like, oh wait, that's not the only one, and that's also why everyone's focused on every single fucking person in Time Stranger who has anything to connect with anyone.
Again, justified. That's not an unpopular twist. At least the card conditions lean into it. That's the important thing.
Lord Nightmon gets a nice pose, but does it feel like some other Digimon is the focus in this art? Weird. It's almost like this is an Examon card. Let's see. Gaomon. Being very animation Gaomon. Then we get Mother Eater, Eater Eve, and Eater Adam. All nice. I don't have much to say about them. A good number are themed after the key art. And the one swinging her around like a sword rather than the weird image that everyone likes to share of it. Pseudo. Man, he sure doesn't look like a villain, does he?
Now,
Oh, I forgot about this asshole.
I think everyone. And then Rena. How many cards has Rena gotten so far?
not enough.
Not more.
Always you more.
No, one second. I want to see how much she's gotten. I need to see. Where's 3? That's not too much. How many parallel cards has she gotten? I swear we've got like a decent chunk of cards of Rena. Let's see her.
She deserves them all.
Yeah, like
Oh
that's
wow,
not enough.
this is only the 4th card of Rena so far, including parallel cards.
That's
I guess she's shown up in a number of option cards and also ones with VV, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, how many cards has Ty gotten?
And then Arrow Digimon. So I like this card. The issue is because it's Magnum Crash, it's really just a redraw of a really popular Zero Maru art piece, and it just makes me go, man, I like Arrow Digimon, but I like him better when it's the Zero Maru fat puppy look.
Yes.
yeah.
Which like
And that kind of
there's
comfort
there's
baby.
nothing wrong with this arc, but I look at it and I just go, it's not what I want from this
I
character.
mean, it's a different era Digimon than
I don't care. Yeah,
our beloved.
it should be the superior.
Bodybuilder versus weightlifter.
We demand it be the superior one. And then we get UL Force Digimon Ace, rushing Barbamon with Shining V Force.
I need a story now with Taichi.
Fuck
I need a story now with Taichi and Zero Maru meeting Rina and Vivi.
And then for some reason, Chaos Gamamon and Wezen Gamamon are here. Also,
Sure.
so Chaos Gamamon gets gliding art as normal. Wezen Gamamon, I don't what the fuck. Does it look like he's falling and shooting upwards or something?
He's doing his
It
hind
looks
legs.
like he's launching himself into the air by firing all of his missiles.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's falling into the ground, like the other way.
I do now feel like we got cheated out of some really insanely awesome Wezen Gamamon action set pieces.
All I remember is we were like waiting for him to walk and waddle, and he sort of just did he kind of just like float or something? It was something like we watched it was like that's so disappointing because we were expecting like a
Weird,
waddle.
awkward galloping.
I don't know. They never really. Once Wezen Gamamon showed up here, it was like I don't really know how often to use this guy.
Yeah. Then we get Entermon, which
get utilized as much as the one that flies.
This appears to be Portes Melos and appears to be a pseudo mix of profile art, evolution, and more. I feel like this needs a zoom out.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's too close.
Like his whole thing is spectacle.
Now Fakemon gets some great art.
Yes.
I don't
Clown looking motherfucker.
Now I assume these are supposed to be imitation noise, the copies of them that explode, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't decide if it was that or if it's just like we're gonna give you some more poses of him because he looks neat.
It's the fakes.
Yeah.
But the fakes get cool poses too. Because
and then Vegemon and Vademon get some really fucking detailed artwork.
Yeah, that's a direction.
Yeah, I feel like Vegemon especially works better when he's more cartoony.
I like switching up with Vegemon every once in a while. Like he does work better when it's cartoony, but so often the hyper realistic, oh, this is a genuinely creepy alien, kind of throws you off, and I like it.
Oh, do not want.
Yeah, really.
And then
because I don't like the cartoon version either.
Okay, so this next one I like. It also feels like a waste of art, which is the detective agency. Like this should be like them there. It should be like a neat scene. This is kind of just boring.
There is not a single. Oh wait, there is not a single cup of coffee in that scene, and that's a ripoff.
And then Alphamon. So
there is a tiny cactus though.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Not enough.
Okay, so Alphamon. This is like a big grandeur dynamic shot, but if you stop and think about it, is this not a magical girl pose?
Yeah.
A little bit. Which is fair. It's Kyoko.
Exactly.
Gives Nano hot vibes.
So then we get new Liberator Tamer cards. So Yao looks great. I want to talk about Arisa. Does it look like someone did a bit too much coke? Look at her eye. Her eyes are so fucking dilated in this image. I cannot focus on like the art. I just look at this like, what the like. You get what I mean, right?
She got into the good shit.
Yeah, like her eyes are so fucking dilated. I just can't like not focus on them.
That or she just got back from the optometrist.
My theory is Yao gave her the good shit.
Is that why she looks amused?
Yeah, she just got paid.
No, so here's the thing. I actually really like the Aris art. I just can't focus on any of it because of the eyes.
It looks like Kadocha.
Oh my god!
But like the head doesn't match Kadocha, so it just looks like it's dilated or like. And then okay, so
She's about to do a sauna rap.
Do you know how many of those I had to double check the subtitles on?
How many episodes were there?
102.
That's my guess then.
I don't think there are actually that many raps. Then Lekismon, we get just a basic. I actually like the more basic kick. It's framed well. It looks neat.
Yeah.
And I think it's supposed to be Moon Knight kick, but I thought its special kick move was supposed to be a dive kick. Whatever. Cressmon, I think this is Lunatic Dance. This is another one where it's like, yeah, someone liked Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Or any number of action shoujo. Like the pose, you get the moon behind it. It's really nice. Sayo gets some nice manga style artwork. I don't have much to say because it's just really nice. I just don't have much to say about it. How many cards has Sayo got? She probably has more than Rina.
I want to say like 2 or 3.
I don't know.
She has 2.5.
Okay.
I say
one with the other kid.
Well, no, I count that as one. I say half because one of them is yellow Sayo.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, that counts. I would.
Okay.
It kind of counts.
I count that one as the
Sayo.
half. I count that as a half because when people think of Sayo, they're not thinking of the one from Dawn.
I think Dawn Sayo does need to get more love. Like we all love Sayo.
This is the first standalone one for Sayo.
Really?
I'm looking.
Oh, is she?
It feels like we've seen her before, doesn't it? We only got the dual ones.
Yeah.
We only got the dual ones from Dawn Dusk, apparently.
Oh wow! Were they both Nightwolf and the other one?
Yeah, both show her and what's his name, Ko?
The
other one, basically. Yeah.
The guy.
But yeah, this is apparently the first.
No one cares about Ko.
Sayo, she must have shown up on an option card or something, because like I had the same reaction you did when I saw it. It's like, that can't be right. We must have seen her somewhere.
Yeah, it's gotta feel. It feels like it.
Yeah.
And I know we've seen Dawn Sayo. At least I know we've seen Dawn Sayo before.
Yeah. No, that was in the same set as Dusk. Yeah. And then parallel art time, Oronosmon. This is another one where like it backed the fuck up a bit, people. Back up.
Yeah, it's a god. Like, have some perspective here. It just
I get that it's about the grandeur and the scale, but like show us other stuff.
Show us the scale.
Exactly. Then Jimmy Ken.
He's there.
I think is this his victory pose in the game?
I never got to see it because he never won.
Does he have a victory pose? Something about this pose is reminding me of something. I don't know what. Then Nokia gets art of her with Agumon and Gabumon. Then the parallel card. So the parallel card is very neat. It's a very flat, subdued coloring style, and you have War Greymon and Metal Grumon evolving behind. But if you look at the photo of the card with the hollow foil effect, it pops really well. This is one where you need to see the preview of the card and not just the photo, not just the card
flat
itself.
Artwork.
Yeah. This is one where the flat art does not look great because of the coloring, but when you see it with the foil, it just looks great. I'm really pleased with it. Then let's see. Omegamon. They've leaned too much into the evolution scene in this set. There's like 4 or 5 cards that are either the evolution scene right before it or right after. We all love the Gunbuster pose. There's a bit too much of the Omegamon Evolution chapter in this set. There's like 5 or 6 cards with just that one scene.
And they'll all be the most expensive ones.
I'm sure they will. Then parallel card for Mirai.
This one a lot more than the last one.
The background
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah, this has a background.
Yeah, the background helps a lot. But it's another one where like they clearly don't know what to actually like have Mirai do. Because
She just kind of sits there. It's
yeah, that's kind of
She is sort of the hub world manager.
Then big batch. So we get for first Ariamon her card. That's a great looking card. There's been a great number of cards in this set of Digimon interacting with other Digimon under the water. Do any of us want to make a joke about that staff? Or is that too easy? Too easy. Marine Bullmon. Before I zoomed in, when I saw this as a thumbnail, I thought he had like a rifle. I'm like, you get what I mean? I'm like, Marine Bullmon can't really hold anything, can he? And then we get to see the unique emblem, Fable Waltz. It's existing art. It's fine. I don't dislike it, but there's so much good art in this set. This feels a bit lazy. I'm pretty sure that's existing art from a card and not even like from the comic. I think that's just a card that we saw with Yao a while ago. 1 second. Yao. I want to see where that art's from. I think that's just a card. Probably a parallel card. Yes, that is the first parallel card we got of Yao. They just move her up to the right, they show Ryugamon, and they do a different background and show the symbol. That is art that we already got on a card. And then the new Digimon, Nyabutmon. 10 out of 10, no notes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have anything to say because, like,
Perfect.
it's not... The Digimon has not shown up anywhere yet. It is just the card. Like, we can already get the context, but also, like, I have nothing to say. It's just neat.
Level 7. Wow.
Shaperamon, which, that is a great art. Does it look like it's about... Does it look like it's about to kill Fangmon to make new slippers?
Would be on brand, yeah.
And then we get Arisa's, which is oh wait, no, I said Fable Waltz before. That was Poseidon Lagoon. Fable Waltz is Arisa's.
Yeah.
If I look up Arisa, this is the first parallel card art of hers.
It'll probably be.
I was pulling up images and I got the coked out one again.
Got jump scared.
Yeah, basically. Where's this art? This is not just like this is not like a nonsense just reuse of. Where is this art from? 1 second. Shumon, like we've seen. Is this from a Shumon card? Someone trying to hide this using Shumon? I want to know where this is from. No. 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 Ah, I found it. It is from a parallel card of a promo card. Okay, Arisa was much smaller than the original card, so this one actually stands out as being different. 1 second, let me link this to you, and let me link this to the chat also. They changed the sizes so much it actually looks newish. That worked much better than the Yao one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like the Yao one is just the other card. They just shrunk and put in the. Then we get Arata gets basic but nice, and then he also gets one of these special ones, which that again looks great. And Diablomon, so do you like how Diablomon's looking at the audience like he's just so happy to be there?
Like, hi.
And then Duffmon Ace gets him battling, but again, not really like doing anything like unique or fun for Duftmon.
Just being stabby.
Just doing Duftmon things.
Yeah. Then we get a few pages of previews in V-Jump. Nothing super exciting to talk about. They sort of just went over some various recent card stuff, but it's all stuff we've gone over. Event updates. Agumon promo for Digimon Day, which was a couple days ago. Then regulation battles for cards for Shumon and Bastamon. I like the theme this time. It's less fun than like Highlander. You have to use 30 cards in the deck that have traits based on the original V-Pets. So like Digimon, Nature Spirits, blah, 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 Excel, Wind Guardians, that sort of thing. And then the last 20 cards can be anything. And then Battle Pack 28, which is Chibimon, Dimitrimon, Tubamon, Apollomon Ace, Bakumon, and the Wicked God emerges. Just look at Millenniumon. They're all three of them all losers. They have to put all three of them there to try to make him look cool nowadays. He got beat up by a dead woman in the last cartoon.
Oh, so good.
And then became a paperweight.
Remember when we're all like, I wonder if that's going to come to anything?
Nope.
Nope. We see him.
Nope, not at all.
In fact, was his last appearance in the last episode and he's just like sleeping?
Yeah, it's just chilling like a nightlight.
Yeah. Like, that's like the biggest issue I have with Ghost Game, honestly, is how many times did we go, this could actually be something cool if they're going to do something with it, and then they never did it.
Never did.
Like, do you remember when SVMon was first introduced and we're all enthralled? And then the very next episode, we're like,
I'm in denial.
Yeah.
I refuse to admit that was a thing at any point.
They announced Bandai Card Games Fest 25 through 26. Starts in Dallas again. We get a Koki set of training cards, which actually look neat. And then we get sleeves based on the Ghost Rares. And well priced. And then event promo. So at Anime Expo, they will have stickers if you go to the license booth. They will also have those at Super Tamer Battle in Japan, where they will also have a licensed demo. And if you go to the Dallas stop of Card Game Fest, you get Digital Gate Open featuring Terramon, and also some very nice sketchwork of posters and promo images in the back. Like, you can recognize that's Daisuke and Vimon.
Yeah.
That's from the 25th anniversary promo art, the SD art that they put on a bunch of products. And the art, the promo poster right behind Terramon is from EX7.
Mm-hmm.
Then card battle. The Yuki stuff really is not like good. It feels like it's getting worse. It feels like it's getting worse, honestly. And not only that, they've started to bring back some of the card game family, but for the English version, they clip out that entire thing. So like they do like an episode of Card Room this time. Which, one second, let me mute this tab. How long? That episode is 28 minutes long, and you do a full episode with them, unboxing, talk about the set and everything. The English episode is 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yes, it's just Yuki.
Yeah, it's just Yuki doing, here's the news.
Oh, man.
It's just the news. Yeah. So, like, they're just completely skipping any. Yeah, it's.
That's rough.
Yeah. Then from. Had to cough there, so muted myself. They're re-releasing Precious Gem, War Greymon, and Metal Grumon. Pre-orders will be up July and August. They also showed off the Terramon Assistant plush they're making in, noting that pre-orders sold out. They will have some more stock in the future.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Then a whole wave of Terramon Assistant products.
I want all.
Finally.
So we get shirts, tote bags, a mug, which I assume is too tiny, a long face towel, 4 hand towels, 4 acrylic stands, 4 keychains, and 5 can badges, with the 5th being his can badge.
I really like all of this.
Yes.
It's all done. what I think's good is the colors really work well, and I'm
Yeah,
glad.
it works good like on the light and the dark.
Yes, they've done some solid design work on these, and I'm waiting for the episode where he reacts to them existing. Because the joke is any episode with anyone who's like an actual person involved with it, him being like, "Can we do a plush? Can we do products? Will you put me in Time Stranger?" And
Well, I mean,
then
technically, he kind of was in Time Stranger doing a seek and find.
no, I mean in the game, he wants to be in it.
I know.
Every
Yeah.
time Hara's there, he actually brings up. So, have you thought about putting me in the game this time?
You're gonna make me the final boss, right?
And then we're back.
Oh gosh.
No, he should be like he should be extra content.
Yeah.
Godzilla versus
Like, we will
Digimon.
pay extra for that.
It's time for another Defo Reel, which is Skull Greymon G Erosion mode.
I fucking love it. It's so cute.
The weird thing is we all kind of agree that it's supposed to be the like the skeleton of the original Godzilla, which is in Godzilla stories. They have not actually told us what it's supposed to be. We're just kind of guessing that. But yeah, it looks nice. Have you tried importing it, Dev? Or too
No,
expensive?
it's kind of pricey.
It is.
I mean, I fucking love it, but one, I have like so many figures that are still just in boxes.
Yeah, I
in
do the same.
closet because I have no place to display them.
I do the same fucking thing. I'm pre-orders will be open. I didn't write down the date. Oh, I didn't write down the date because of how quickly Metal grew. The Metal Greymon was.
Yeah,
So,
that was gone instantaneously.
so 1 second. If I go to the Godzilla store, they still have English stock actually of this one. And then moving on to figures. AR, you were not here. They brought back soft Vimites. That was the nice discount Agumon vinyl that was like affordable and decent size. They announced a second Agumon and a Gabumon 2 weeks ago, and now we get Patamon and Tailmon. That Patamon's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I love the Patamon.
That is not
We
bad
also
for
got the good shit.
that is not bad for $30.
No.
I really want to get the Tailmon one.
Yeah, so these will be out December. The Tailmon one I like. I will like it more once I know for sure if the head moves. Because if you look at it, does it kind of feel like it might?
It feels like it could pivot.
That's what I'm thinking.
I don't know.
See, I want. I don't plan to get it, but I want to know. But I also tend to agree with AR that I don't think it actually will move. Patamon, we can say for sure will not move.
He struggled to move he struggled to turn his head when in the show.
And then, because Cross Wars Anniversary, Annabirth has Cross Wars products. I believe these are all existing art. I looked up some of them. The Taiki one, I believe is that the first image of Cross Wars we saw on like a product promo thing?
Yeah, I think so.
It is.
Shoutmon,
yeah, it's all very familiar.
Shoutmon, I remember was from like I first saw it on a keychain years ago. It's existing art, but it's also not the most common art.
No.
Like the Nene one, I know it's from something, but like it looks like it could be new because I'm not super familiar with the pose. I don't remember what it's from. So these are at Annabirth on July 4th and will be online July 11th. This is a nice, cute little wave, and everything's actually affordable, which is nice.
Cross Wars is still like my favorite series, so
I love Cross Wars. And then Book Off will have a summer festival event with Cross Wars stuff, and that includes Hunter characters. So we'll see when they show us the products for that. I like Cross Wars. And then art pop-up happened last year. It was where they did the fancy art for the 25th anniversary from various artists, and they did like a pop-up shop with you could buy prints and blah, blah. They're doing that again for a month. So first up, they will have prints of everything for basically between $150 and $200. It is very nice art. I'm trying to decide if I were to get one, which would it be? And I don't know because a lot of them are good.
Also space.
Yeah. Then The same art as postcards for 275 yen. And smartphone size stickers for 660 yen. So that's all good, affordable, well priced.
Very nice.
Then keychains, more keychains, magnets, mini canvases, everything here, decent price. You can tell I'm getting to something stupid, can't you? Then we get can badges, tote bags, various clear files, and then are you ready for the coup de grace? Are you ready? For 864 yen, you can get a can with the art on it. Wait, we're not done.
Wow.
The art, the label can be removed and used as a sticker, and the can has actual drink in it.
Well, I would hope so.
Your choice. Well, because at first I thought it was an art piece until I scrolled down and realized, oh, it doesn't.
That's a very Warhol ass art piece if it was.
Yeah.
I assumed it was like those refillable
No,
drink containers that just have to be shaped like a can.
No, I believe it's an actual can. Filled with oolong tea or lemon squash. My understanding of the description I read is
Koshiro has the oolong tea and everyone else has.
So I was ready with that joke, but my understanding of how it is I think they put the label on when you pick what drink you want. And you can tell them which label you want as long as it's in stock. Which is slightly less fun.
That seems like just an extra step.
That's a few.
They put the label on for you, and then you drink.
Well, here's the thing. I say put the label on because I can't imagine them having 52 cans in stock.
No.
That's why it doesn't say they put the label on. I'm just like, there's 26 pieces of art, there's 2 cans, and they say you get to choose. I don't see them stocking 52 beverages.
No.
And having to dig through the fridge for them.
Yeah. Especially for what is basically $7.
Especially since some of those are going to go faster than others.
Yeah. Then Waking Up products will be at Animate in August. They really are going crazy good with the anime art lately.
Yes.
It looks nice.
I love the Gabumon hugging the pillow.
I think I thought that was a blanket until you said that.
It's a pillow.
Yeah, you're right. I will say, does Joe seem too classy here? That's not Joe waking up.
I mean, this isn't. We've seen in the show what their pajamas actually look like. I know. This is what they wear to pajama day at school.
I just meant like Joe looking fancy.
If he was wearing a tie, which would fit weirdly well with that.
Now,
shirt,
then in
it would be too fancy.
Then in V-Jump, they finished up V-Jump by announcing there would be a pop-up store event at Ann Gallery based on Sweets Cafe. I didn't realize until they put up everything, it is an actual pop-up cafe like the one they did for the 20th anniversary last year. So they go. It's going to be at multiple locations. They're going to do reservations with gifts to make it easier to get in. And we've been here a long time, so we won't go over the food in too much detail, but let's go over everything quickly. Omelet plate, which omelet, shrimp, rice, and some veggies. I think we need to comment on the pasta here. Gabumon and Gomamon's orange pasta. Pepperoncino, salmon, orange, rosemary, and a Monica.
They're combining the Digimon. That's never a good sign.
Yeah. Then Agumon and Patamon's fruit pancakes. Pancake, mango sauce, diced mango, diced apple, whipped cream, mint, Monica. This one, I don't like these flavors on pancakes. But it makes sense. It does make sense.
If you like mango and pancakes, fine.
Then Tentomon and Palmon sweet plate. Matcha strawberry shortcake, whipped cream, raspberry, strawberry, blueberry, mint, cookies, buttercream, and a Monica. This one makes sense. This one actually makes sense, mostly.
I'd eat that, yeah.
Piomon and Tailmon strawberry parfait, strawberry milk jelly, shiratama, which are small dangos, strawberry, cornflakes, whipped cream, ori, raspberry, and a Monica. Oris are like small little sweets. Yeah, this one's fine. This is one where the theme is mostly we need to have some sort of ice cream type thing, rather than character based. And then are ready for the drinks.
Here we go.
Okay,
Yeah.
Agumon is orange juice, passion fruit, knotted to cocoa sauce, whipped cream, and a Monica. Not my flavors, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Gabumon, fermented milk drink. They don't tell which brand. That'd be Yakult or Calpis. Blue lychee, blue jelly, vanilla ice cream, whipped cream, Monica. Not my thing. And AR is happy to know they did not use the blue curacao.
Yep.
I would actually drink this one.
Yeah, that's okay.
Piomon is milk tea, whipped cream, and Monica. This one's a bit lazy, but it's an actual drink. Not one that I would drink,
Yeah.
but it's like
Yeah,
actual.
it's
Tentomon
fine.
is butterfly PT, lemon juice,
Here we go.
grenadine syrup, whipped cream, Monica. No, this is you were here when I explained this tea. This is actually considered a normal tea. It has a very
tea.
strange name
Fine,
for most
I
people.
would drink that one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The main thing about butterfly PT is whatever you add to it like wildly changes the color.
Maybe like acidity or
Yeah,
alkaline.
something about it like reacts a lot. Palmon, fermented milk drink, green pineapple, soda, fruit cocktail, whipped cream, Arizona, which is the silver druggies, which are these are the pink ones where like the little metal balls that anytime we see them, we go, those look like they hurt to bite. And I believe someone commented the last time we saw these, in some countries, I think these are illegal. I don't remember. Someone commented there was something odd about them last time. I don't remember what. Gomamon. Oh, this is one that I saw, and I'm like, AR's going to have shit to say. Black sesame latte, vanilla ice cream, whipped cream, orange, and a Monica. That
Now we're
looks,
talking.
yeah. When you look at it, that looks grainy, doesn't it?
It looks like sludge.
It's just
It looks like you're
you can't
drinking
get past.
cement.
They cannot get past Gomamon and the sesame.
Don't worry. Here's the thing. I think last time the Patamon one was fine, if I remember. This time it's not. Mixed juice, whipped cream, Monica. That looks like gloopy to me.
Mixed juice.
Yeah, I need to
That
know what the
doesn't-
juice is.
I need more information.
Look, when you look at it,
Like, if it was just orange juice, it would probably be like
Yeah.
a creamsicle.
and then Tailmon is fermented
Yeah.
milk drink, pink lemon, diced strawberry, and a Monica.
Okay, fine.
These feel like more of a success than the ones we talked about last time you were here, AR. Although I will
Yeah.
say, the biggest flaw with the photography this time is the butterfly PT is so clear in that you can see the really fake ice cubes. Then they have products, can badges, your acrylic stands. I like the weird little keychains that are shaped like popsicles.
Yeah, that's. I think they wouldn't be very practical as
No.
keychains, but they're
And
very
then
cute.
bonus novelties for if you make a reservation, because it's a proper reservation system where you have to pay a bit so that you don't fuck around. Mini stickers, postcards, paper coasters. They have stuff for everything with multiple art styles. Then polls. AR, you were not here for the Lidramon Ragemon where it got like 49% of the vote, which I think we all called last time you were here.
Yeah.
Then for the Digimental of Love, Wholesomeon won with 38.7%. And
Shocked.
Sethmon is one where clearly someone was trying to stack the vote for Sethmon, but that does not work on ones like these.
Mm-mm.
And no one likes Pippismon.
No.
That's sad.
Owlmon got more than I expected, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, owls are popular.
And
They're cute.
see, I would have expected Owlmon to do better than Swanmon, though, but Swanmon
Swanmon
has
was actually, like,
actually does stuff.
Yeah.
relevant in
Yeah.
the series.
And then the new poll is favorite for Digimental of Knowledge, and AR won't be here, but
Jeez.
but let's clap for Digmon.
Let's just Digmon's got this.
Here's how I think
49% of the vote.
I think I can guess the top three. Is
Flybeemon and Honeybeemon.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say Digmon, Honeybeemon, and Searchmon. For some reason in my brain,
Cool,
I'm
but-
like, for some reason I remember Searchmon being like of interest to people. I don't remember why.
I don't know. Ugh.
Also,
I'm with Dev on this one.
every time I see the Honeybeemon art, does it look like it's trying to like dance or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Doing a little boogie.
Okay, and then let's go through the weekend batches before we do questions and close up because there's been a lot to go over this time. So, Aimi Miyazaki posted photos of him arriving in China for a concert tour. Very nice setup.
Cool.
Super Tamer battle happened a couple weeks ago, and I think the setup actually looked really nice. We don't often get to see them so clean before everything happens. Then Meguro and Chiba posted updates since they were doing Digimon Card Room again. Chiba also showed a photo of him with a card. They point out Hideyoshi's not there, but please still watch.
See who's taking the picture in the sunglasses reflection.
Oh, is that the one who joined Fun Digica before they closed it up? The Miyanori? Is that actually? I think that's actually her. I say as if I
Hard
can
to
see
tell.
enough. Yeah, I say as if I can see enough that it matters. Then there was a tweet about Endless Academy, which they had Kenshi Watanabe and Yosuke Kinoshita there. It's basically like a school they do where they have guests for people who plan to go into the industry.
Neat.
So they're both there to
That's
tell
fun.
Digimon industry stories. Yeah, so that's a neat little thing. It's been a while. I think the last time we actually have seen Kinoshita be when the beginning came out.
Maybe.
It's been a while since we've seen him. Then the museum showed off basically like an O2 day because the shows begun to stream on the museum account. So they had them on the chalkboard. They showed off the plush. They showed off the little poster display they have. That's some good ass chalk art.
It is.
A lot better than I can do. It just turns into sludge if I try.
Yeah, it looks good. The card game art is Yao wanting to be friends with Atmon and Gatchmon running as much as he
It's
can.
fun. Absolutely not.
And Sangomon's had enough.
And then reference book updates. So we get Skull Siegemon, Sharkmon, Ariamon, and Shakamon's got updated to instead of mentioning Yggdrasil, just generically mentions the host computer.
Neat.
Since he's actually in the pseudo lore of Shambala. That way it just like works for any of them. Cross Wars, as part of Digimon Times, they announced it will be streaming on the museum account. Because there's so many episodes, though, they're doing it a bit different than how they've done the others. Instead of once a week, it'll be an episode will go up every day starting July 6th, right around the anniversary, and each episode will be up for 2 weeks.
Nice.
And then for the Toei Summer Weekend Splash, they announced a little contest, which all you have to do for the contest if you want to enter to win a various Toei prize packages they've blurred out probably because they don't know what it's going to be yet, is who's your favorite Digimon? Then more from Miyazaki in his Chinese tour, which he's taken some very good photos lately, I have to say.
He's having a good time.
Yeah. So that then also the Digimon music producer put up the original single art of Braveheart, noting that June 25th was actually the day of Miyazaki's debut when that came out. So it's his 26th now. They also showed off the cover of the new Braveheart, which just came out.
I wanted.
Then the museum put up photos. They have a new adventure coin medallion thing. We've seen that art a lot lately. Also, do you like that Agumon plush? They should have given him a credit card. Although there is no credit card thing on that thing, is there?
Yeah, they need to give him find a way to get a token between those claws.
Then they showed off various products in the gift shop, and they noted they found a few of the 2022 music boxes.
Oh.
They had done a few of these before. Dev, was it this one or was it the like 2009? I think that one was blue. I don't remember.
Me
Then
either.
Yeah, then card game social art this time. It is Zenith and his love for beef bowls.
Like you done.
They really fought to make that fit in English, that bit of text, didn't they? Then, just wanted to show off that anniversary art again, which is so good. God, I did not notice. I did not notice that Vmon had proper hands. No.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
But when you mentioned it, I had already changed us to the next image as you said it, so I didn't see it. That's weird.
Those are keyboard playing hands.
Then
Just saying.
for Liberator art for chapter 15, Usagi Bochi did art of Arimon. Tomo did art of Yao and Poyoyomon. And then Usagi Bochi also put up art of Yuki on the 23rd, noting that is her birthday. He hopes she continues to spread high energy happiness to everyone around her. He also notes June 23rd is Olympics Day, so join hands with the person next to you and make more friends.
That's what we're doing on Olympus Day? Okay.
And then I think it's like join hands and blah, blah, blah. Chat, throw in questions. We've been here a long time, so we're going to go through these in a reasonable time frame. At Bandai and Toei internally, how much of an idea do you think they have about what to do after Digimon Story and Beatbreak come out? Well, games you have to plan all really far out. So they know games for all. Beatbreak, they may not know the next anime outside of like if they're working on a movie or they'll have ideas, but that's something that can change if need be.
They have thoughts about what the next adventure project is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then someone said, I was wondering if you guys have had much time with the Switch 2 and had thoughts on everyone commenting on the screen in HDR.
Not at all.
I don't have one.
So I have one. I've been busy. I've played with it a decent bit. One, the HDR is weirdly harder to dial in on TVs than most HDR things. An HDR expert actually went through and like made a guide. I need to do that when I have time. The screen itself on the device, it's kind of like the rattiest screen I've ever seen. Like it's weirdly bad. Like I remember like before the Switch 2 came out, I was like I remember telling Vandy like, oh, if the screen's decent, you'll ask me about a new TV, basically. Like, what should your next TV be? And that screen's so ratty, no one's like noticing it. How's the system overall so far? Good. I'm having fun with Mario Kart and a few other games. I keep getting tempted by the Switch version of Worms Armageddon because they've been adding more Worms game to it, but I'm like, I don't know when I'll have time to play it. Then App Labs asks, what new food Digimon do you guys think we could see in a third digital world?
Bowl of noodles.
And I was about to say noodles.
I want to see if that new Digitamamon does anything food related. The one that's based on a Daruma.
Based on a Daruma, I'm not sure.
I'm trying to think like.
That's hard.
Okay, I got an idea. What about like a ratty looking chef Digimon and he just pulls out collaboration drinks? For a serious answer though, it feels like what are it feels like a good one would be based on the I forgot about what the names are. The moon cakes.
I think they're just called mooncakes.
But you know what I mean? The moon cakes for Chinese for the autumn festival.
New Year, yeah.
Is it New Year or is it autumn? Or is that the same in China? I don't remember.
I
thought it had to do with the harvest.
With multiple,
oh, okay, yeah. But yeah,
like they might be like stamped with something different.
It feels like some sort of mooncake Digimon would fit really well, at least for me. Then, okay, Dev, this question is actually specifically for you. Someone was wondering how you would make Ken's goggles for cosplay and have it not cost a lot. Their idea seems to be with just buying purple sunglasses and doing like a basic frame. And they were wondering if you had a better idea.
Bribe a friend who has a 3D printer, and that's probably the easiest way to do it. Just model it, print it out, and throw some fake lenses on it.
To add to that, check local library. A lot of them have 3D printers and stuff you can rent out. rent time with. I mean, or if there's what are they called? The places where makers do stuff. I forgot the name of the.
Just
Makerspace.
makerspaces.
Yeah, check that. You can probably find a 3D warehouse, and I would assume someone's probably done a 3D mold of Ken's goggles. Are they goggles or are they glasses? I guess they're goggles.
I think they're glasses because he doesn't have a strap.
Yeah, I would say glasses.
See, in my brain, I actually remember them having a strap. I don't know. I may be thinking of some different evil goggle glass things. Let's see. Someone said, "How are Superman and Fantastic Four looking to us at this point?" They both look great. I don't. Which one?
There's new ones coming out.
Yes, like in
I
a
haven't
week.
thought about Superman in 25 years.
The Superman really looks good. I just don't have. I don't have the energy or personality to do superhero movies in theaters with those audiences anymore.
I just don't have the appetite for superhero movies.
Honestly, Superman's looking so good. It looks like the Superman movie I want. I'm like really excited for it. I'll probably wait for it at home, honestly. Fantastic Four, I've been burned so many times on Fantastic Four. Look, here's the thing. Fantastic Four looks really good. But you also have to remember the history of Fantastic Four in film. The first movie was a Roger Corman film that never came out. That was budgeted without him knowing that they were never going to release it. They wanted a movie made to keep the rights. So they had to actually let him make a movie. But it had like tiny budget, never got released. Then in the OOs, you had the Fantastic Four movie was decent. Rise of the Silver Surfer, I didn't hate as much as most people, but it wasn't good. Then the reboot, I didn't watch. I didn't want to watch. It looked horrendous. This one looks good. Any Fantastic Four where in the trailer they show Ben cooking gets it. And also, we've seen Galactus, and he's actually a giant purple dude this time. Purple armor. He's not a random cloud floating around. So, I'm excited.
Progress.
Yeah, I'm excited for it, but I've been burned so many times on Fantastic Four that, it's like I'm happy to see Reed Richards be Pedro Pascal. That works for me.
So is the motto, is the slogan for this Fantastic Four movie, fourth time's a charm?
This would technically be the fifth time. This is only the fourth. This is the fifth time, but the fourth time they're actually releasing the movie, which is impressive when you consider that the first one they just didn't release. Period. Yeah. So, and any other movies, new or old, you're looking forward to seeing soon was an addendum to that one.
Jurassic Park.
I haven't seen any
I
of
have
the.
no standards. I just want to see dinosaurs. I don't know what the fuck is.
I haven't seen any of the Jurassic Worlds, honestly.
Yeah, me neither. I'm like, call me when Wicked 2's out. Like,
I saw the first Jurassic World.
Was it good?
It was funny. It had
that's not answering the question, Devin. You know.
That's I don't go to Jurassic Park movies for funny.
As for anything I'm looking forward to, somewhere in my mail, a 4K copy of Dark City came, and I'm looking forward to that. That should look great in 4K.
It's fun.
Yeah. Then some Tiny Iron Fist said, "Do you think Shambala will be visited in a Digimon work? They don't think it will be visited in Digimon." Beatbreak. Beatbreak, I feel like we don't know enough to really comment on anything.
I don't think I will go so far as to say I don't expect them to. That's the anime kind of lore dump alone for the most part.
Yeah, I mean,
I think they'll do something. It'll be something different. I don't think Shambhala vibes with Beatbreak.
It feels like now that Iliad and Shambhala are more properly established, at some point we'll get like a VPET where it's like the war between worlds or something.
That's where I'd see it.
Yeah, where like you'll get
Mythology Smackdown.
Yeah, it'll be something like that. Beatbreak, probably not, but it's hard. Here's the thing. I agree with AR, probably not, but
we have a single visual. We have no idea what's in it other than Sergeant Frog.
Yeah, we've gotten the same visual multiple times now, and they've just shown us more, and also gone like, this guy's named Tomorrow. This guy is Sergeant Frog, like Dev said.
Watch it be that slice of life anime we were always wanting.
Oh, I would hope so.
Oh,
Look, if we all tune in and it is just Digimon and it's just Sergeant Frog, I don't think we'd actually complain.
I would be okay with that, honestly. If it was a bunch of
Same.
Digimon trying to conquer the world, like, that's hilarious. And they're just bad at it? Yeah.
Then someone said, what do you guys think of the new Donkey Kong game? I have it pre-ordered. I think it looks neat. It's different for a Donkey Kong game, which I can at least appreciate doing something new.
It looks neat. It's not the vibe I go for when I'm looking for it, when I'm thinking about Donkey Kong games.
That's
probably not.
I haven't played any.
This doesn't like.
Yeah,
There's other places I would go to for a game like that before going to Donkey Kong.
Well, I also think I agree with you, AR. It's also a bit cheat when they're like showing all this new stuff, and then in the same trailer you also see some side stuff that's clearly Donkey Kong Country inspired.
Yeah.
And it's almost like hedging the bets.
I just want the side stuff.
You know what I want? I want a high budget remake of the Game Boy game Donkey Kong 94. Just the most gorgeous remake of that game. Last chance for questions. Someone said, do you think something like Kapla would work with Digimon where it reimagines and recontextualizes the elements? I'll explain afterwards. And recontextualizes the elements of the original for the fans and also for modern audiences. That is not how it's pronounced. I just refuse to remember how it's pronounced with a name like that, so I just say the most known Klingon word.
Okay.
Now, one sec. I guess I should see how that's actually pronounced to be slightly respectful.
It's that Gundam series.
1 second. It is pronounced. Oh, good. Oh, good. They say there's 3 ways to pronounce it.
Oh, great.
Oh no! Wait, no. There's one.
Wait. Do you get a fourth pronunciation if you pre-order on Amazon?
Wait, no, I'm wrong. There's only one way to pronounce it. There's 3 ways to spell the pronunciation. It is pronounced G-Quacks.
G-Quacks?
Yes.
Actually, that's fine.
Yes. There's 3 ways to spell G-Quacks because there is no official spelling of how to say it because they expect you to spell out with all the U's. So what I'm pasting in both chats is the listings of how people spell G-Quacks.
G-Quacks. G-Quacks. Woo!
Yeah. That is why I'm not remembering it, and I'm just saying Kapla, which is Klingon for like sure, I believe.
So now that show will forever be linked to DuckTales for everybody.
Yep.
So
you're welcome.
So as for the actual question, like reimagine, recontextualizes, do you think something like Digimon's been doing that for 10 years?
Isn't that just Sabers?
No, but like here's the thing.
Yeah.
Reimagine, recontextualize the elements. I mean, that's 02. That's Tamers. To a degree, that's Frontier.
Tamers.
To a degree, that's Sabers. Yeah. That's really Cross Wars, where it's trying to modernize it as a mech show. Tri does it heavily. Kizuna does. To the Beginning does. Atmon does. Ghost Game does.
Every season changes the formula up.
Yeah. Like, to a degree.
At some point, it's honestly a little frustrating.
Yeah.
Like, at one point, I do really want them to go back to, let's just throw a bunch of kids in the digital world and see what happens.
You mean you don't want, like, Cybersmith where there is no... the digital world shows up for 5 seconds?
Not like in every... Like, I like that they mix it up all the time, but, like, just once I kind of want them to go back to the old formula. That's why I like Survive so much. It was pretty close.
It's as close as you're going to fucking get. But also, they're not going to call them Digimon. They're going to claim they're not digital monsters.
But that's, again, that's, that's another recontextualizing.
But I'm not even sure that's recontextualizing at this point. They've done it so many times. Yeah, but yeah.
They're Komonogami.
Yeah.
Get it right.
Like, I assume Digimon recontextualizes stuff so much, I don't necessarily see the point like I do for something like Gundam, where, every show does do its own thing, but also you can see the repeating theme 90% of the time.
War sucks.
And people do not understand that war sucks because giant robot.
Yeah. But hey, giant robots, so... War sucks, but giant robots are cool.
Yeah. But also this time, Anno's there. Okay.
And sometimes lesbians.
Often lesbians.
Okay, yeah. More often than not these days.
And then that is it for questions. AR, have you been up to anything or doing anything upcoming that is relevant?
Not relevant. Weirdly, I actually wrote a Mother 3 fan fiction, which I think I need to post one of these days, but that's not particularly relevant. I'm just happy that I made something
No, that's fine.
in the lack of free time that I've had. It's very silly. You should all read it.
Dev, pick a Wikimon article for people to read.
Tekamon, brought to you by the random page generator.
And I can be found at With the Will as always. We went much, much longer than I thought we were going to.
Oh my god,
but
yes.
also the past 2 weeks have been kind of insane. Like a lot of small things, big things based on what you're interested in. I don't think AR is really interested in Pendulum, so to him that's not big news. There's been a lot though.
I've still got the song Shambala stuck in my head. It's the song Shambala and the DuckTales theme are wrestling in my head right now.
Which one's winning?
Thinking there's a match. It's close.
Okay. I can be found at With the Will as always. Me and Dev will catch you in 2 weeks. I cannot imagine under any circumstances AR is showing up in 2 weeks unless we get like the craziest crazy news of all time and a giant drink and a popcorn bucket.
And you're off of the school board schedule because you're back on it now. So TS.
So me and Dev will catch you guys in a couple of weeks. Bye.
Woo.
Bye.
Bye.